What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Been a little bit since I posted. It's been cold as hell here in North Carolina, and I do not do good in the cold, and my building don't have heat. We would get like a little kerosene heater or something, but when we're not using it, we have the factor of storing it, which we don't have a lot of room in my shop as is. So if I don't have to put something extra in there, I'm not. So I have just kind of took time to sit back and really make decisions. Ever since I decided to make this Clips a drag car, I've always had a view of what I would have done differently had I kept busted or whatever, and I'm going for that now. It's really expensive, really expensive to do it this way, but one of the changes that we have made is we're selling the 420A. The engine that I built in some of the last videos is actually being sold. That's where I'm heading now. The people are meeting me over at the shop to buy it, and I do believe they're subscribers. I don't know that for sure, but they did mention that they were okay with me filming it without me saying anything, so I'm gonna assume that they are. Also, even though I haven't been filming, do not think that I have been lazy. I've not been lazy. I've been ordering parts for the new build, which is going to be absolutely insane. I am looking at pushing over 500 horsepower on this build. The engine is not the limiting factor as much as the transmission, because a dog box transmission costs a lot of money. It costs a lot. It's just a lot of daggone money. So that's going to be our limiting factor there, because the MVT 350 transmission that I have is just not going to be enough. We are going to run it for a little while, but I don't think it's going to show us a lot of love. Now, some of the other progress that I made, if you watch the short I made with the big red truck, that is my new 89 Chevy 3500. It has a 454 with a turbo 400 transmission. That is the new tow rig. I wish it was a diesel, but I got it for a steal. I couldn't turn it down, and with the dually, we're going to be able to put a camper in the bed of it. That way I'm not having to pay for hotels when we go to Florida 2K, Texas 2K. Get some savings, and with the gas mileage that it gets, I definitely want to save everywhere that I can, because that thing is thirsty. So, we got to get the transmission rebuilt in that. Unfortunately, a short while after bringing it home, it just completely lost third gear, but it only has 85,000 original miles on it, so we have no idea how old that fluid is or anything. We're pretty sure it's an internal failure. More than likely just from it being gummed up, so hopefully it's a pretty simple rebuild. Another thing that I've got is I have got a lot of the top end parts. Oh, I gotta turn this heat down, it is hot here. But I've got a lot of the top end parts for the new build, and I also have almost a complete fuel system other than the fuel pressure regulator and the, get you guys centered up here, and the injectors. I do believe I'm gonna be going with Snake Eater 1500cc injectors. I haven't ordered that yet because I don't know 100% exactly what the end finished setup's going to be. So honestly, as far as fuel system's concerned, I'm not that worried about building it at the moment. I want to get the motor built and really know exactly where we need to be, like on the low end and the top end of power. That way I can figure out exactly what injector I need to go with. That way I'm not shooting way over or way under with injector. I want to get that sweet spot. So anyways, let me head over to the shop and I'll kind of show you what we got going on and why I am selling the 420A. Well, as you see, I sold the 420A. It is officially gone. It was a rough day. Unfortunately, this was the hardest time I've ever had pulling an engine, mostly because the way I went to pull it with the trusty old cherry picker did not work today. The ram jack on the cherry picker has been going out for a while, the seals, and today of all days when I did need it to go out, it completely went out. The people who bought the engine from me did know about the YouTube channel, everything, and they came from 6 hours away. I'm in Denver, North Carolina, and they're from Wilmington, which is 6 hours away. It's a long drive. And when we tried getting it out with a cherry picker, I could see on their face, they were like, wow, we came all the way up here for nothing. And I definitely wasn't going to let them leave without what they came for. There's multiple ways of pulling an engine. So basically what we did is we dropped it from the bottom, lifted the car up, and slid it out. Not the easiest way, but honestly, if you would not be in that kind of situation and doing it, I don't think it's much harder doing it that way than it would be pulling it from the top. It actually wasn't bad at all, especially if you had like a rolly bobber to sit the motor on so you could roll it out instead of slide it. But we put some padding down, that way we didn't tear up the oil pan or anything like that. All in all, it didn't go terribly bad. Now, the next step of this journey is fabricating everything to get the SRT4 engine into the DSM chassis. I did keep the transmission. It is an NVT 350. No, it is not going to hold the power of an SRT4. Yes, it's probably going to grenade all over the place when it finally does, or I don't know how bad it's gonna blow up, but honestly, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna sell that transmission too. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I know a lot of people out there probably need a trans, so I'm not gonna purposely tear up something when somebody out there could need it. And this build's gonna take a ton of money, and my wallet is like yay thick. Yeah, it's that thick, not thick at all. So if I can sell that and make a little extra money and help somebody out in the end, definitely gonna go that route. If you need an MVT 350, hit me up. I may ship it depending on what I sell it for. But first I gotta get it mocked up or put on the SRT engine. That way I can sit it in here, custom make some mounts. Then this is gonna be a drag car, a full out drag car, capable of, I think, about 800 horsepower. Mounting is very important. Last thing you want to do, dump the clutch or whatever you're doing on takeoff and then her brake free. Don't want to do that. So that's a big deal. So that is the next step of this journey. This is going to be the biggest build I've ever done, especially considering it is going to have to run on a standalone ECU. We're going to be running with the MegaSquirt EVO, which is a full standalone. It's pretty much their answer to the Hall Tech and Fuel Tech. Now, it's not the best ECU you have, but it is the next best. For what we're doing, it has every feature and everything that we can need, and honestly, probably some that we don't need, you know, overkill. And that's perfectly fine with me. That is my plan. So we are gonna be tearing the SRT engine down and build it. I already have stage 4 race cams. I have the full fuel system for this car. The way I was gonna do the fuel system is I was actually gonna put it in the rear. I don't think I'm gonna do that no more. I actually think I'm gonna put the fuel cell up under one of the front fenders like a lot of the Honda guys do. Keep as much weight in the front end as absolute possible. God, it feels really, really awful, this thing not having a motor in it again. I had a motor in it. Now it doesn't have an engine in it again. It ain't no big deal though. We're gonna make this work. But so I think the biggest part of this is not getting deterred with this being this big of a build. This is a massive build that I am going under. A lot of people are wanting to know why I'm putting an SRT4 engine into a DSM chassis, why I am not just doing an SRT, because I want to build my own thing. I love the DSM chassis. Now for me, a DSM, I know a lot of people are gonna bust me on this, so I'm gonna go ahead and state it. For me, a DSM, anything 1989, because that's when the DSM actually came out, through 1999 is a DSM. All of them. I don't give a what they came with in the engine bay. I don't care. DSM chassis is a DSM chassis. I don't care. You want to split hairs, you want to whatever you want to do, massage words to make them fit. I don't care. This is a DSM. It even states that a DSM is the joint venture between Chrysler and Mitsubishi, when the 420A is actually a Chrysler engine. And a lot of people are like, oh no, it's Mitsubishi's version. It's got Chrysler stamped all over the block. So you want to split hairs, split hairs. It's a Chrysler engine in a Mitsubishi chassis. So whatever. I'm not trying to do that. I know somebody's going to massage themselves into the comment section and try to overrule me. I'm just going to ignore it. I don't really care. Anyway, now that I got that out of the way, been dealing with it for years. Ain't no big deal. But once we get it in the car and everything, then we're going to take it to Brutal Speeding Tuning and have him wire up the ECU and everything. I'm not going to mess with that because I feel like that's a good way for me just to make a really expensive mess. I know a lot of what I'm doing, and there's a lot in this build that I don't know what I'm doing. So this is going to be a huge learning experience for me. I'm extremely excited to take it on. But I'm also extremely nervous because, I mean, you're looking at least $10,000 worth of build here. I think I've already got a couple, like 2,000-3,000 worth of parts. So anyway, guys, it's been a video. I know I kind of drug this out, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you really liked the announcement about this build. I hope you're excited for it. I hope this works out. I need all your guys' support to keep my head in the game. And my GoPro battery is blinking at me. I like the Hero 9, but man, this thing is thirsty for power like my Chevy 3500 is for gas. Good Lord. So anyway, this has been the video. I hope you guys liked it. If you're excited for the build, make sure you smack the subscribe button and make sure you give me a like. People say it helps you get in the algorithm. I don't know. I'm just glad to be making videos that you guys like. Anyways, we will catch you next time on the Nitro Kid 98 YouTube channel.